All right, get ready because today we are going to dive deep into gaming.
Oh, yeah.
But not just any gaming.
No, no.
We're talking AI.
Whoa.
AI-powered characters and storylines, all thanks to a major partnership
Yeah.
between Microsoft and Inworld AI.
Okay.
Think less pre-programmed bot and more like dynamic,
Right.
evolving character you can actually have a conversation with.
That's the dream.
That's what we want, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
This is like it's kind of ripping a page right out of sci-fi.
oh yeah.
And dropping it right into our controllers, you know?
Yes.
This isn't just about making games prettier or even more complex.
This is about immersive.
Creating experiences.
Yeah.
You might actually forget you're holding a controller.
Exactly. And our Source AI magazine breaks down this whole partnership.
Cool.
They dive into the details, and trust me, it's way more than just like
Oh, yeah.
a tech demo.
Way more.
You ready to explore this?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so we've got Microsoft, specifically the Xbox team, joining forces with Inworld AI.
Big move.
But who are these Inworld AI guys?
Yeah.
And why are they the right partner for this kind of ambitious project?
Well, in-world AI, they're all about crafting AI characters
Okay.
that go way beyond your average NPC.
Okay.
They're giving these characters personalities, backstories,
Right.
and the ability to interact with players in a way that feels surprisingly natural.
So no more stiff, repetitive dialogue.
Yeah, none of that.
These characters can actually respond to what we do in the game.
Yeah.
And hold real conversations.
Exactly.
Okay.
So imagine you're exploring, a sprawling RPG,
I love those.
and a random bartender remembers that you helped them out earlier.
Oh, wow.
And they change their dialogue accordingly.
That's cool.
Or a quest giver reacts to your choices in previous missions.
Oh, that's cool.
And that shapes the story in real time.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So the article mentions something called an AI design co-pilot. And this sounds like it could be a game changer.
Literally.
Literally for developers.
Huge for developers, yeah.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
Imagine a super-powered writing partner
Okay.
who just happens to be an AI.
Okay. That's basically what the AI design co-pilot is.
Wow.
It helps devs brainstorm scripts, build those branching dialogue trees
I love those.
where your choices matter,
So important.
and even generate entire quest lines with objectives and challenges.
The whole thing.
Wait, so you're saying a dev could tell this AI something like,
Yeah.
give me a quest where I have to track down this mythical beast that only appears under a full moon,
Mm-hmm.
and the AI can help map out the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's crazy.
It's like having an AI co-writer who's also a master game designer,
oh, wow.
always ready to bounce ideas around and flesh out those creative sparks.
So this could lead to some incredibly immersive games.
Absolutely.
Speaking of immersion, this whole thing feels very connected to the hype around the metaverse.
For sure.
What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The metaverse is all about building these persistent interactive virtual worlds.
Yeah.
And what's a world without interesting characters to meet
Right.
and stories to experience?
For sure.
That's where AI like this steps in.
Yeah.
It makes these worlds feel truly alive and unpredictable.
The article even mentions that the gaming industry could be worth
It's wild.
a mind-blowing $615 billion by 2030.
Yeah.
And with AI playing a bigger role, that prediction seems even more likely.
Yeah. I think what's driving that growth, though, isn't just the tech itself.
Yeah.
It's the experiences
Yeah.
that become possible.
Right.
Think about stepping into a VR world
Okay.
where every character you encounter has a unique personality
Yeah.
and reacts to your actions in believable ways.
That'd be awesome.
That level of realism is a huge leap forward.
So it's like the line between playing a game
It's getting blurry.
and living in another world is starting to just
Totally.
disappear. Yeah. But hold on. Is this partnership with Inworld AI a one-off for Microsoft?
That's a good question.
Or is this part of a bigger AI push?
It's definitely a piece of a much larger puzzle.
Okay.
This partnership fits perfectly with Microsoft's commitment to integrating AI across its entire ecosystem.
Okay.
Think about the launch of Microsoft Copilot,
Right.
their AI assistant for Office apps.
Okay.
They're going all in on AI, and this is just one example of
So
how
they're not just dipping their toes in the AI pool. They're doing like a
Cannonball,
cannonball
yeah,
right into the deep end.
deep end. I like that. Okay. And what's interesting is they're emphasizing making these tools accessible to developers of all sizes.
Right.
It's not just about giving big studios fancy new toys.
Right.
They want indie devs and smaller teams
Yeah.
to have access to this technology too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this could lead to a wave of creativity and innovation in gaming. We might see a ton of unique AI-driven experiences from creators who wouldn't have had the resources before.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
Democratizing access to this tech could lead to a more diverse and exciting gaming landscape.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that.
Right. Let's pause here for a second.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the nitty-gritty of this partnership
Yeah.
to the potential impact on both developers and players.
Right.
It's clear that this partnership has the potential to shake things up in a big way.
Big time.
But before we get carried away with all the possibilities, let's take a closer look at some of the specific ways this tech is being used in game development.
Yeah. Let's get into the details.
That's where things get really interesting.
I agree. Welcome back to our deep dive into AI and the future of gaming.
Right.
Before we paused, we were talking about how this partnership could really shake things up for creators and the players.
Yeah, I mean, imagine playing a game where the characters feel as real as your friends.
It's mind-blowing to think about all the possibilities.
Yeah.
But let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
How does this AI actually work in practice?
Right.
The article mentions that Microsoft is using its Azure OpenAI service to power these tools. What exactly does that mean?
So Azure OpenAI service.
Okay.
It's kind of like this massive toolbox filled with powerful AI models.
Okay.
It's a cloud-based platform that gives developers access to like some serious computational muscle,
Okay.
including those large language models like GPT,
Right.
that can process and generate human-like text.
Okay, so it's kind of like giving developers access to the same kind of AI that powers those chatbots everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
But instead of generating text messages,
Right.
it's creating entire game worlds and characters.
You got it.
Whoa.
And the beauty of Azure OpenAI service
Okay.
is that developers don't need to be AI experts themselves.
Oh, okay, that's
They
beautiful.
don't have to build and train their own models from scratch.
Yeah.
It's all right there, ready to use, allowing them to focus on the creative side of game development.
So it's like giving developers a shortcut to building amazing AI experiences.
Yeah,
Instead of spending years learning the ins and outs of AI, I
exactly.
can just plug into this service and start creating.
It's all about streamlining the process
Right.
and making this technology accessible
Yeah.
to a wider range of developers,
I like that.
not just those with massive budgets and teams of AI specialists.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of specific examples,
Mhm.
the article mentions that Microsoft is already working with its own game studios
Right.
and third-party developers to test and refine these AI tools. Do we have any concrete examples of how these tools are being used in actual games?
Unfortunately, the article doesn't name any specific games or studios
Oh, okay.
that are currently using these tools.
Yeah.
It seems like they're still keeping things under wraps for now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm.
I guess they want to perfect things before they unveil it to the world.
Still, it's pretty cool to know that this isn't just some theoretical idea.
It's happening.
Developers are actually out there right now using these AI tools
Yeah,
to create the games of the future.
absolutely.
That's exciting.
And even though we don't have specific examples yet,
Okay.
I think we can get a pretty good sense of the potential
Yeah.
by thinking about the different ways these tools could be used.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So we've talked a lot about the impact on players,
Right.
but how do you think this tech could change things for the developers themselves?
One of the most exciting possibilities is that it could free up developers
Yeah.
to focus on the big picture,
Okay.
the really creative stuff,
Right.
rather than getting bogged down in tedious tasks.
Yeah, those little details.
For example, instead of spending countless hours writing dialogue
I hate that.
for every single character,
Yeah.
a developer could use the AI design copilot to
Yeah.
generate a first draft.
So it's like having an AI assistant who can handle some of the grunt work. That sounds like a huge time saver.
And it's not just about saving time.
Okay.
It's about freeing up developers
Yeah.
to focus on the aspects of game development that really require human creativity and ingenuity.
I can see that.
Wow.
If you're not spending all your time writing dialogue, or
Right.
designing quests,
Yeah.
you have more mental energy to focus on crafting a compelling story,
Right?
creating a unique art style,
Hmm.
or coming up with innovative gameplay mechanics.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe these AI tools will even inspire developers
Oh, yeah.
to create entirely new genres of games
Oh,
that we haven't even imagined yet.
that's a fascinating thought.
Yeah.
It's like giving artists a new set of tools
Right?
and
Yeah.
watching them create masterpieces.
Totally.
That would have been impossible before.
Yeah.
This really does feel like the start of something big.
I think so.
But before we get too carried away with all the possibilities,
Okay.
let's bring it back to the present for a moment. The article also mentions that Microsoft is committed to making these tools accessible
Right.
to developers of all sizes.
Hmm.
What do you think the impact of that will be?
I think it has the potential to level the playing field in a big way.
Okay, how so?
Right now, the most advanced AI experiences
Yeah.
are often limited to games created by large studios
Mhm.
with massive budgets.
Right, big AAA titles.
But by making these tools more accessible,
Yeah,
Microsoft could open up the world of AI-powered gaming
right.
to a much wider range of creators.
Instead of just seeing AI in AAA games,
Exactly.
we might start to see it pop up in indie games,
Yeah.
experimental projects,
Right.
and even student-developed games.
Exactly.
That could be really cool.
And that could lead to a huge explosion of creativity and diversity
Okay,
in the gaming landscape.
I like that.
Imagine a world where anyone with a great idea and a passion for game development
Yeah,
can create experiences that were previously only possible for the biggest studios.
that sounds pretty amazing. Yeah. And it seems like Microsoft is really trying to foster a collaborative
Mm-hmm.
and inclusive environment around this technology.
Yeah.
They're not just keeping it all to themselves.
Right.
They're actively working with developers of all sizes
Yeah.
to make sure these tools are useful and effective.
Right. And I think that approach is key
Okay.
to ensuring the responsible development and deployment
Yeah.
of AI in gaming.
Oh.
It's not just about giving people powerful tools.
Yeah.
It's about making sure those tools are used in ways that
Right.
benefit both creators and players.
That's a great point. It's all about finding the right balance between innovation
Yeah,
and responsibility.
for sure.
We want to see these tools used to create amazing experiences,
Absolutely.
but we also want to make sure those experiences are enjoyable,
Right.
meaningful for everyone involved.
Exactly. And as we move further into this new era of AI-powered gaming,
Yeah.
I think it's important to keep those principles in mind.
Well said. This has been an incredible deep dive so far. It has. We've explored the partnership between Microsoft and Inworld AI, learned how these tools are actually used in practice,
Yeah,
and talked about the potential impact on both developers and players.
absolutely.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Right.
There's so much more to explore and discuss
For sure.
when it comes to the future of AI in gaming.
Lots to talk about.
Right. But before we go any further,
Okay.
I think it's time for a quick pause.
All right. Sounds good.
When we come back, let's talk about where all this is heading
Yeah.
and what it means for the future of gaming. Welcome back. We've been on quite a journey exploring this partnership between Microsoft and Inworld AI.
Yeah. It's been a lot.
It's clear that this could change the game,
Oh, yeah.
literally in ways we're just beginning to grasp.
For sure.
So let's talk about what that future might look like.
Okay.
What kind of gaming experiences might be possible 5, 10 years down the line?
I mean,
What gets you excited about the potential of this tech?
what really excites me is the possibility of games becoming truly personalized experiences.
Oh, personalize. Okay.
Imagine a game that learns your playstyle, your preferences, your strengths and weaknesses,
Right.
and then it can tailor the story,
Oh, wow.
the challenges,
Okay.
and the dialogue
So it's learning as you're playing.
to create a narrative that feels uniquely crafted for you.
So it's not just about having AI characters in the game. It's about the AI understanding you as a player
Exactly.
and responding accordingly.
It's getting to know you.
That's a whole other level of immersion.
Right. It's about blurring the line between the player and the game world,
Yeah.
creating this feedback loop
Right.
where your actions and choices genuinely shape the experience.
Wow. Okay, so we've got hyper-realistic characters, personalized storylines.
Mm-hmm.
What else might we see down the road?
Think about games that can generate entire worlds on the fly based on your input.
Whoa. Okay.
Imagine exploring this vast, procedurally generated universe where every planet, every creature, every encounter is different.
Wow.
because the AI is responding to your actions and decisions.
That's incredible. It's like having an infinite number of games in one.
Right.
But let's shift gears for a second and talk about the bigger picture.
Okay.
We've been focusing on gaming, but this
Yeah.
kind of AI has implications far beyond entertainment.
Oh, for sure.
No.
Absolutely. The technology being developed for games
Yeah.
could easily be applied to other fields.
Oh, like what?
Think about virtual training simulations
Okay.
that are so realistic they could revolutionize education and professional development,
Oh, that'd be cool.
or interactive storytelling experiences
Yeah.
that blur the lines between movies,
Right.
games, and novels.
It's like we're witnessing the birth of a new medium,
I think so.
one that combines the best of interactive entertainment with the power of AI.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's exciting, but it's also a little daunting.
It is.
What are some of the challenges we might face as this technology continues to evolve?
I think one challenge will be ensuring that these AI experiences remain engaging and meaningful over time.
Okay.
We don't want to end up with games that feel repetitive or predictable.
Right, even with all this amazing tech behind it.
Exactly, even with the power of AI behind them.
So how do we avoid that? How do we ensure that these games stay fresh and exciting,
Yeah.
even after we've played them for hours?
I think it comes down to finding the right balance
Okay.
between AI control and player agency.
Right.
The AI can handle a lot of the heavy lifting,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately players need to feel like they're in control of their own destiny.
Yeah, for sure.
The key is to create AI systems that enhance player choices and creativity, not restrict them.
We don't want to feel like we're just puppets in an AI-controlled world.
Right, exactly.
We want to feel like our choices matter.
Yes.
We're shaping the story along with the AI.
It's a partnership.
Yeah. Okay. What are some other challenges you foresee?
Another challenge will be making sure that this technology is used responsibly and ethically.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
As AI becomes more powerful,
Mm-hmm.
we need to be careful about how it's used and what kind of impact it has on society.
It can be used for a lot of good,
Mhm.
but it could also be used for bad.
Right.
We need to make sure this technology is used to create experiences that are inclusive,
Absolutely.
respectful, and beneficial to everyone.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility,
Yeah,
but I think it's one that developers and tech companies are starting to take seriously.
that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And it's not just up to the developers.
Right.
It's up to all of us,
Exactly.
players and consumers,
Mhm.
to demand that this technology is used in a way that aligns with our values.
That's a really good point.
This isn't just about entertainment.
Right.
It's about the future of human-computer interaction,
Mhm.
the future of storytelling, and the future of how we experience the world around us.
I think you nailed it.
Well, I think it's safe to say we've covered a lot of ground today,
We did.
from the details of this partnership to the potential impact on gaming and beyond.
For sure.
We've explored a lot of fascinating ideas.
It's been an incredible journey,
Yeah,
and I'm excited to see where it leads.
me too.
I think we're just at the beginning of something truly special.
I couldn't agree more. As always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be back soon with another exploration of cutting-edge tech and its impact on our lives. Until then, keep playing, keep exploring, and keep asking questions.